Hi, I'm January LaVoy.
I'm Marc Thompson.
I'm Jonathan Davis.
I'm going to give this to Marc first. Let him talk for a minute.
Do you want me to hold it? Yeah. Well, it's definitely challenging. It's more than I was originally prepared for when I first got the job. It's just because it's an 8 or 10 hour production, and you're in the studio usually 3 or 4 days. January's probably 1 or 2 because she's so fast and amazing. But so it takes a long time. So usually I have to read the book ahead of time, all the way through, and then I'll make notes as I'm going about, ideas for character voices. Sometimes that changes halfway through because I realize, oh, this character's not who I thought they were, and so there's a lot of balls to juggle, but it's incredibly rewarding. It's an amazing job to have.
I love doing these books. I love doing character-heavy books. That's Marc had said something earlier when we were talking about, you've got your narrator voice and then you've got your character voices, and I think for me as an actor, I get very excited about doing the character voices, and the narration, sometimes it's like, oh, let's get through this part, but not for the authors. You have to respect every detail that they put down. So, just sort of the precision and kind of making it your own, but still completely respecting every word and every comma, that was put into the book. It's really challenging, but it's really fulfilling. And these books in particular, because that the fans are so passionate about them, it adds an extra layer of excitement for doing these.
And not only do we have the thrill of voicing iconic characters that everyone knows, but we're also bringing to life these worlds. So when we're narrating and we're telling the story, we're also bringing to life all the planets, Tatooine and Dagobah and Coruscant. They're characters also. So it's something that it's just a fascinating thing just to bring a whole entire world, a whole universe to life. And it's very exciting for us. Character voice, wow. I loved recently, iconically, I love doing, I'm the narrator for Kenobi by John Jackson Miller, and it was a thrill to really do young Kenobi. Yes, Master. It was just a really fantastic thrill to do that. Other than that, we also do expanded universe characters, so I've done some Sith Lords like Darth Bane, and people from the New Jedi Order, the Yuuzhan Vong, which are these, people are familiar with these wild organic characters that eschew all technology, and they're just, they're all very visceral and guttural, and it's really fascinating.
I really love doing male character voices. I have kind of a low voice for a woman, so it's really fun whenever I get to do that. And I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to do any of those with Marc Thompson standing next to me. But I also love doing creatures, and we're actually going to get to I don't want to give any spoilers away, but we're going to get to do some really fun character voices tomorrow, or Sunday morning rather, when we do the Shakespeare's Star Wars live reading. And so those I actually got to do Greedo in that one, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So that was probably my favorite so far.
Yeah, there's voices I like to do because of what they meant in the movies, and then voices that are fun. Like I love doing your dad do or do not, and I love doing C-3PO. He's so funny when he's all particular. But my favorite to do is Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. I just like the face that I have to do to make that voice. So. Yeah, I get yelled at a lot for hitting the pop filter and moving too much around the booth. So yeah.
One of the oddest things about when you first start doing audiobooks is the microphone picks up everything. So you can't wear loud clothing.
Yeah.
it's really, you can't wear a starched shirt if you're going to record an audiobook because the sound of it will pick up. So especially in battle scenes, you know, or exciting chase scenes, it's like you're trying to keep yourself totally still, but you're just, you know, so it all kind of comes out in your face. So I always say I really don't ever want anyone to watch me in the booth doing these books because the kinds of faces I'm making are just absolutely ridiculous. Anything you want to add?
Not really. But I do know people that have taken off all their clothing because, you know, they're so noisy. There's one narrator I knew that did that. Of course not.
Well, I mean, it's kind of cheating because I'm avoiding your question, but I kind of would like to see a backstory on Yoda. Like, I really want to know what he was like as a youngling and like how he became the 900-year-old, you know, master. So I would love that. And I know everyone's clamoring for like a Boba Fett or a young Han Solo. So yeah.
I kind of got obsessed with Twi'leks when I was doing Into the Void, and I think that everything about that race, how they were enslaved and how many of them, you know, how their choices in life have been informed by all of that. I'm super fascinated by it, and so I don't know. That would be. I'd like to go in that direction.
I love this. Well, too. I'm a big fan of Qui-Gon Jinn. I'd love to see something about his, you know, really about his backstory when he became a Padawan and then into a Jedi. And I love the ancient Sith from the expanded universes. I'm a big fan of Darth Bane, who created the Rule of Two. So I'm a fan of that.
I've been saying this a lot today, and I'm going to repeat it because it's really important to me. I'm so excited for the potential for more female characters taking, you know, really just taking a front seat all the time. I was telling Mark this earlier. It's a little personal and kind of funny, but growing up, when we would play Star Wars on the playground, I was only ever allowed to be Leia or Lando. And that's cool, but the idea that the full diversity of all the fans in the world, I mean, there are people here from all over the world, and so the idea that we're going to just keep advancing more and more types of humanoids and beyond into, I mean, that's just the thing I'm the most excited for sure.
I'm excited just to introduce new generations. You know, to this, they're going to start off. They're going to see these films as this is going to be Star Wars for them. It's going to be the beginning for them, and it's also what I love that's happening now in cinema. You know, there's so many franchises that are being reinvented, and I'm very excited about The Force Awakens because of that. You know, to see just what occurs. You know, and to see, you know, Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie after so many years. You know, that's going to be fascinating.
Yeah, I'm really pumped for The Force Awakens, and what I'm most excited about is I want to see what it's awakening from, because it's fascinating to me that no one knows, I guess, yet, but it's fascinating to me that Luke has maybe been in hiding somewhere or something's going on. So, like, the idea of stories about maybe him coming out of hiding and new Jedi being trained, I would be so into that. Yeah.